Here I come.
Which one's is greater? Haki versus devil fruit abilities. There's been a discussion about which one is stronger, Haki or devil fruits. I mean, if we all think about it, I know that there are going to be people on both sides. I can sit here and preach to you about what I think is the strongest of the two, but I chose not to. I chose instead, I create a poll. So click over and make sure you take a quick vote. It'll take a long time. And we'll do a post order almost type of review to see what people voted for, whether they think it's Haki, devil fruits, or something entirely else. I don't know. General Frankie could be the trump card of the video. So the arguments for the devil fruits are valid, and we're going to discuss that. But before we do that, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and click that bell for notifications so you can be alerted when I upload content. Now, the arguments for devil fruits are valid. There's absolutely every point you can make for devil fruits, you're going to be valid at no matter what you turn. After all, One Piece started off as this mysterious world where devil fruits were the top of the food chain almost. Not everybody in One Piece is capable of using Haki, but however, everyone and anyone can use devil fruit abilities. All they have to do is just simply consume one. We know that devil fruit abilities can make you become even stronger or more useful, depending on what crew you're with. And Nico Robin, for example, up until now, we've seen her grow into her abilities without using any Haki whatsoever. She struts around a 1 billion berry bounty, strictly off of her devil fruit. And of course, there are some other abilities that she has going on there as far as reading the poneglyphs. Of course, she can read poneglyphs, and she's from O'Hara. So she's the last surviving member from O'Hara. And they know it. They have that island was known to have a lot of knowledge, and they did not want that island exist anymore. So they wiped it out with a buster call. But there aren't many who can say that. I know that she has a lot of other things going on, but still, we have to see where her combat abilities lies when we're talking about Haki versus devil fruits. And if we really want to dive into this discussion about devil fruits versus Haki, we can't dive into this discussion without talking about Enel. His introduction changed the game in One Piece. The Rumba Rumba fruit was introduced as one of the most powerful fruits, and Enel was confirmed to be using Haki during the Straw Hat's visit with his observation Haki, because he was able to summon attacks from wherever he was. He was able to hear people's thoughts using his observation Haki. Now, that wasn't the true feature of that wasn't the scariest part about Enel. One, he had high combat abilities. With his ability to be able to use range lightning attacks and hear people's thoughts, everybody assumed it's Skypiea that he was a true god. But we all know that he wasn't. I mean, observation Haki, even and we all know that hearing thoughts is something not unusual, considering that observation Haki is just that. So with that being said, the Logia, Zone, and Paramecia types are all different fruits that can all have a wide range of abilities, and each has their own usefulness. If you think about the Hiro Hiro no Mi Model Nika fruit, then you already know that these devil fruits have their own very special abilities that is like none other. Now we're going to move on to the Haki users. No devil fruits at all. These are the confirmed people. And all we know is for now that these guys are confirmed to not have devil fruits, and they are strong as shit. And that's going to be Mihawk, who has no devil fruit whatsoever. He became a warlord of the sea. Shanks, who is also an emperor of the sea, who is a rival to Mihawk. And swordsmanship. And last but not least, just the notables, we have Zoro. All three of these guys are, guess what? Swordsmen. Have we seen a non-devil fruit user who didn't carry a weapon yet? I don't think we have. And that's going to be very hard to do in this world where devil fruits are, in fact, on top of the food chain. They are the end all be all as far as the power scaling goes. The devil fruit is at this point is what sets the power scales. We can't use Haki because Haki is such a wide range scale of power that we don't know who all has what abilities and how far advanced our Haki users are. We don't know if Luffy's Haki is the max or if Goldie Rogers' Haki. We don't know that yet. We don't know any of this. I mean, but still, we've seen Zoro make light work of Devil users for years, time and time again. But these three can't compare to Mr. One Piece himself, Goldie Rogers. The man, the myth, the legend, whom Smoker even admired. The one who launched Luffy into selling into territory that young olds looking for smoke. Not that type of smoke, but you know what I mean. Mr. I declare war on all of y'all. I don't want peace unless it's the one piece, Luffy himself. So one thing that we can confirm is that Goldie Rogers did fight Whitebeard, who was confirmed to have quick food at this time. Fighting Whitebeard is just a feature in itself because we've seen Whitebeard stand in front of the Marines and make them all look like children compared to him standing in front of them. The clashes, the sky splitting clash, the famous sky splitting clash when Goldie Rogers and Whitebeard were introduced in their prime, it still gives me shit like that still gives me chills to this day to see that scene play out. That's not it. But you know what really worries me when this argument comes to what we're really talking about as far as this argument goes is the durability. So if you're a Haki user versus a Deerfoot user, most of the time Haki users are putting their bodies under a great deal amount of stress. We've seen Luffy time and time again use his gum fruit as pretty much like he's just using Haki. He used Haki fists, he stretched his arm, and he's not really using, I don't really consider him having an ability that allows him to actually have the skills of a Logia or a different type of Prometheus, kind of like kids in Lost Fruit. Like they get exhausted, but how does Luffy get exhausted just by merely stretching, turning his body into rubber? That's kind of hard. That's kind of hard to see Luffy on the same level as the other Devil Fruit users, such as Law and Kid, who have manipulation type Devil Fruits where they can use it as weapons. Luffy was using his fist and hands and feet as his weapon, which is basically he has hands radar for everyone. That's just one of the things that we all have to make sure we take into account for when we're talking about Haki users versus Devil Fruit, which one has the greatest impact in a battle. Yeah, in that same aspect, we have Haki users. We have yet to see somebody with 100% Haki, conquers Haki, go up against somebody who was a Devil Fruit user and a conquers Haki user. That battle has yet to happen. And will it happen? It's going to happen. Mihawk, Shanks, Zoro, these guys are going to be tested. And Zoro, we're actually going to be able to see Zoro go up against a king coming up here in the future. Spoiler alert, guys. We're actually going to be able to see King and Zoro go up against each other in the future. And we all know that King has a Devil Fruit and Zoro only is using pure Haki. So that's going to be a battle we're going to get to see actually someone with pure Haki go up against somebody with a Devil Fruit and Haki to see exactly how this clash is going to play out. So guys, in my conclusion, Devil Fruits, without a doubt, are the game-changing performers in One Piece right now. Now, we don't know what a 100% Haki user can do up against the likes of a Devil Fruit user in combo with Haki. That's the important word, keyword, combo user. A Conqueror's Haki user and a Devil Fruit user, we know they are completely overpowered at this point. But we still have yet to see a character like Shanks come in to the field of play in combat. That's something that we have not seen yet. And I still think Shanks has a different type of fighting style that's going to be up for debate. I don't think Shanks is going to be at this point the guy who's going to be in the front line. He will be on the front line, but he will do so with the likes of his crew. He's going to be fighting everybody else alongside his crew. It's difficult to say to be certain, man. It's just difficult to be certain when we only know Mihawk and Shanks being top dogs without Devil Fruit abilities. At the end of the day, guys, I think the Devil Fruits are going to be the game-changing performers on the battlefield. Until we see Haki users, like 100% Haki users, come into the battlefield and just shut things down, like a Whitebeard with the Quake fruit, then I don't feel right, or I can't justify putting a Haki user, 100% Haki user over a Devil Fruit user. Now, Goldie Rogers, he's an exception. That's the man, the myth, and the legend. But outside of Goldie Rogers, I can't imagine putting a Mihawk and Shanks at the top of the food chain. It's not happening. But make sure you leave a like in the comment section below. You guys let me know what you think. Is Devil Fruit abilities have the advantage on the battlefield, or the Haki users, 100% Haki users? Or do you think the guys in the combination, Conqueror's Haki users and Devil Fruit users, are the cream of the crop? You let me know. This will be a debate for the future, and it's going to continue on as long as we still have this mysterious world going around known as the One Piece.